met in a Scotland-England international up in Dundee a year ago this month, and Weir won on points. Well, that's not a good start for Weir. He's been picked off almost through the whole 3 minutes there against Ramadani of Kenya. Dick McTaggart, former Olympic and Commonwealth Games, and ABA champion and winner of everything he ever took part in. Dick McTaggart in front of Paul Weir. And here's the tall Ramadani, who's not bothering to sit during the interval. 22 years old, a civil servant, comes from Nairobi. Looking cool and very composed. And I'm not surprised, he had a good first round. You'll see some of it here. That left hand was never out of Weir's face. And the following long right was also catching up with the Scot. So problems for Weir.
Second down. Round 2.
Paul Weir of Scotland in blue against this talented Kenyan tall man, Abdurrahman Ramadani. Strangely, Ramadani comes here without any known international form, and yet you can't help feeling the man this competent must have done something in big competitions, although he's certainly not been to the Olympics or to the Commonwealth Games before. The pattern is precisely the same as in the first. I don't really know what Weir can do about this. Every time he tries to make a forward move, he gets picked off. It's a beautiful piece of boxing by Ramadani, and here's a possible light flyweight star. First time we've seen him in these championships, and he's impressive. Weir's jabs falling short. Occasionally the right gets in like that, but the rate of exchange is very much against him. Weir hardly ever takes a forward step without being made to pay for it. Inside of the glove, that one. Thrown from too far back. But that's 2 rounds completed, and this man, Ramadani of Kenya, has comfortably won the first 2 rounds. And Paul Weir really has a mountain to climb. Not sure what he can do about it. He doesn't sit again, so he obviously has no stamina problems. 22-year-old civil servant, born in Nanyuki in Kenya. His long arms. He is a tall and rangy light flyweight. Weir is conventionally built as a light fly, so you can tell how out of proportion the other man is. So Ramadani of Kenya very comfortably ahead as we enter the final 3 minutes. The final round of this quarter-final of the light flyweights between Paul Weir of Scotland in blue and this tall and talented Kenyan, Abdurrahman Ramadani. And whoever wins this, of course, is assured of at least a bronze medal. They go through to the semi-final. Everybody in the semis gets a medal. Both the losers of the semi-finals will get bronzes. So medals are at stake in all these quarter-finals. And we're gradually now getting down to the really vital part of this boxing competition. This is the 4th day. Well, I thought he slipped as much as was punched down, but Mr. Ghaznavi of Pakistan has decided he took a punch and needs an 8 count. It's an unhappy morning for Paul Weir. He's drawn a tartar in this man. Everything's in the luck of the draw in these championships. And I don't suppose the Scots knew too much about Ramadani, but they do now. It's quite clear to me that Ramadani is going to give anybody trouble here, and we might even be looking at the gold medalist. Well, Weir's stuck very manfully to this task, which has virtually been impossible for him from the opening bell. Because whatever he's tried to do, he's walked into trouble. But he's stuck to it, and he's still trying to attack, and he's still trying to score. But the other man is simply too big and too good for him, to be honest. Very brave performance by the Scot. Must be a nightmare to constantly find punches in your face every time you try to move forward. Well, the Kenyan has picked up a nosebleed. So Weir has had a little success, but I'm afraid the nosebleed won't be enough to interfere with or to alter the judges' scores, which must be overwhelmingly in favour of the Kenyan. We are coming strongly and courageously at the end, still walking onto punches. And there's the completion, and Weir knows very well he's met a good man there. Ramadani of Kenya. Paul Weir tried very, very hard, but this man is good, and this man might well take the gold. Ramadani of Kenya. Goes to the judges.
And the judges gave it unanimously to Abdurrahman Ramadani of Kenya. That's how the quarterfinals of the light flyweights are shaping up. Ramadani goes on to the semi-finals. He's now guaranteed, of course, a bronze medal. And he'll face the winner of the contest between Dharmender Yadav of India and Chris Bryant of Australia. And we'll see that one in about 10 minutes' time at 12:50. But Ramadani, a name we might have to master for the future. Talented fella. We're going to turn to swimming now, and the heats of the men's 200 metres breaststroke. This is the event where Adrian Morehouse defends his title, but England's Nick Gillingham really starts as favourite. Morehouse goes in heat 3, Gillingham goes in heat 4. We're going to see heat 2, though, first of all. Here's the lineup for that. And in lane 3 is James Parrock of England, who was the silver medalist in the 100 metres, and Neil Hudgton of Scotland. He goes in lane 5. The commentators Andy Jameson and Hamilton Bland.
In this heat of the men's 200 breaststroke, James Parrott from England, silver medalist in the 100 breaststroke, goes in lane 3. And Neil Hodgson from Scotland in lane number 5. In the lead is Parrott, as expected, the man with the speed. Of course, in the 100, England taking gold, silver and bronze. Can it be repeated in the final of the 200? First to turn, looks like Neil Hodgson. Lane number 5 it is, the 20-year-old, born in Forfar, now lives in Inverurie, a member of the City of Dundee club. He's got a best time of 2:19.3.
Neil Hodgson had a marvellous swim on the 100 metres breaststroke, and that really fired him up. He's a feisty little chap. He really thinks he's going to do well in this Commonwealth Games, and he has very high goals. I was talking to him about what times he'd like to be doing, and they're very fast indeed, and he looks like he's right on target at the moment. Rob Lawson, brilliant 200 breaststroke swimmer, actually ranked 3rd in the Commonwealth this year, so to be leading at this stage is excellent for Neil Hodgson.
Hodgson leads, Lawson 2nd, Parrott and Milson joint 3rd at the halfway mark. Hodgson probably doing twice the number of strokes as Lawson. Lawson, the taller swimmer, with a glide breaststroke, but that's Hodgson. The Scottish record, of course, 2:15.11, the time that David Wilkie recorded to win the Montreal Olympic Games, which shattered the world record at that time by 3 seconds. Rod Lawson and Neil Hodgson turning together. The clock says still Hodgson, 1:42.97.
Rod Lawson, very economical stroke, very long. He dives into every stroke, gets maximum effort out of the legs, and if you do that, you can get maximum effort out of the arms. But it looks like Hodgson's coming back, speeding up his stroke. Beautiful swim from Neil.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, but Hodgson has got to finish on him. Lawson's coming as well. Look at the difference in technique. But the faster revving stroke of Neil Hodgson means that he hasn't been headed in this heat. He wins it to 18.67. In 2nd place, Lawson. In 3rd place, Grant Forbes, and a very disappointing swim for James Parrott that. But the winner, Neil Hodgson, with that time of 2:18.67, a best time for him.
So it looks as if James Parrott won't make the final, but Neil Hodgson does in very impressive fashion indeed. We go on to Heat 3, and in lane 3 here we see Adrian Morehouse, the Olympic champion, at 100 metres. 100 metres certainly his better event, but he's the defending champion here. 3 Isle of Man swimmers in that lineup as well. And in lane 4, John Cleveland of Canada, perhaps the strongest in this heat.
Strong Isle of Man presence in this heat of the men's 200 breaststroke. David Glover in lane 1, Shane Stigant in lane 2. His older brother Graham Stigant, the first man to swim in 4 Commonwealth Games, in lane number 7. Lane 3 though, the early leader, the world record holder, Olympic champion, Commonwealth champion, England's Adrian Morehouse. Was only 8th in the Commonwealth last year in this, the 200 breaststroke, with a time of 2:19.55. So don't expect a fantastic thing from Adrian Morehouse. John Cleveland in lane 4 was 2nd in the Commonwealth last year. So don't be surprised if Cleveland gets the better of Morehouse in this, the 200 breaststroke. But we know Morehouse to be a great competitor. The English captain will probably have his eyes set on another medal in this event.
Adrian looking very smooth up this first 100. He seems to be really stroking it out, keeping his stroke very long. This, the 200-metre stroke, obviously, it's much longer. You just get so much more distance off every stroke. The 100 metres much more powerful. Really try and power it through. Use your arms and your legs much quicker. Super turn from Adrian. Took a good yard off Cleveland, who had a disgusting 100 metres. That's really the only way to describe it. 1 second off his best time, and he took 4, allowing the English lads to get 1, 2 and 3.
Morehouse, of course, won this event 4 years ago. Shocking victory over the then world record holder Victor Davis from Canada. But the 200 specialist John Cleveland from Canada, 7th in the Olympic Games in '88, going past Morehouse up that third 50. 1 stroke allowed under the water, 1 pull, 1